run our business catfishing mainly. We love our DeSalmans catfish. My 3 sons help out a lot with the fishing. They do a lot of fishing, so does my husband. And they help a lot with the processing, and we work real well together as a family. It's been handed down to us from my husband's father. He's had a lot to do, especially with legalizing the can fishing. And from there, we have come to fishing hoop nets. And I think that's the most preferred way now to fish the catfish. I think Gabriel's pretty much headed to fishing. There's different methods of catfishing that have been handed down through the years. There's about 4 different methods that I know of. Of course, my boys are familiar with most of them, and Michael can tell you some of the methods that they're using and the most popular method they're using now.
There's actually a 5-gallon paint can, metal can, that has been burnt to get the paint off of it, and then they bend it like this, fold it over for the fish to get in, a little hole to be able to keep them in here, and you put it out in the water on a line of, you can put them as many as 100 in a row.
With the can fishing, the female will go into the can for protection to lay the eggs, and once she's done that, the male will go in the can and he'll protect the eggs.
Well, you bend it and you let the water out one end, and then you can take your fish out of this one. It resembles a log this way.
My father-in-law was very involved in legalizing can fishing. At first it was very much against the law, but he took biologists out and they did studies and studies, and finally they realized that it was a very good method of fishing, because what happened was the female had sort of a habitat to go in and lay those eggs, and it was a protection for them. And once she laid her eggs, then the male came in and he took care of the eggs and he guarded them, watched them. And even though they fished these cans and caught the fish, it was found that the eggs still would hatch because they were protected in these cans. They have found that it actually improves the population of the catfish by 70 to 90%.
Started back in the 50s, basically with the hooks and the lines, catching the catfish.
So you bait up the hooks and you just run the line at certain times of the year.
Better fishing this at night.
At night.
And then you got your method of a slat trap, which is a box kind of trap made out of wood and plastic for the funnel.
You open the slats up, you open it up, and then you take it, and then you usually bait this kind of trap. And you put bait under the funnel. This is how the fish come in. They come in through the back, which we call the kickback, and then they go through the main funnel, and then they trapped on the inside. And then what you do is you bait under the funnel, and then you close it back up, put the cover back on.
And that's a sled trap.
This is a sled trap. Send it back to fishing.
You got different kind of techniques to catch catfish with hoop nets. You can put your hot, pregnant females in the net, which draws the males, which draws more females, and that's just for spawning season. And then you can take your nets and you can hang them, put pogies in them for whitefish. Then in the wintertime you can put them down with soybean and catch feeding fish. So there's different kind of ways you can use your hoop nets.
This is just a rope that's tied to the net. Picking up, that way we don't have to drag for it every time.
Hoop nets definitely outranks any method of catching fish, catfish.
We got 4 catfish,
And 1 striped bass.
and you got to be released. Like
He gets to go.
Take a knife, cut under the fin, 1 slice on each side, and then you pass the knife above the gut, right under the rib cage, and then skin.
And you just peel him out.
Then it goes to fillet.
You need a really good sharp knife anyway.
And it's ready for the pan.
Watch yourself, I don't know, watch yourself with it.
It just slides down. And that's your fillet, catfish fillet. This is the vacuum pack bag. This will hold 5 pounds of catfish fillet. And this is normally what I'll sell to the restaurants in 5-pound increments. And what we do first is we have our Board of Health approved label, which has all of our information on it, our name, phone number, permit number, and it also says perishable, keep refrigerated, and also it has the weight on it. And I'll weigh up 5 pounds once they're washed. We don't soak our fish because we don't want to break down the tissues. We like a nice firm fillet, and that's what a lot of restaurants really recognize, and they see it. And the chefs know quality fish when they see it. Okay, once we weigh it, let's turn this vacuum pack machine on. This was a really good investment, this machine here. Especially when the fish are really plentiful and the sales we can't sell them that fast. We can hold them and sell them in the good seasons when the restaurants are really demanding catfish. So, this is the store. We're just a small mom and pop operation here, and we don't handle that much fish, but we handle so many restaurants, and we like to give them quality fish.
You can catch them all year round if you know the different tricks and techniques, but they slow down and pick up with the temperature of the water, you know, how cold and how warm it is. Depends how long you have to let your net set.